I'd recreate Vanessa Carlton's living room only using finds from Facebook Marketplace. Here's a sneak peek. I'm Carlotta, I'm an interior decorator, and I want everyone to know that you don't have to have a lot of money to have a great space. I think it's possible to shop secondhand for any design style that you want to do, but I think in Vanessa's case, her style lends itself particularly well for shopping secondhand because she has a very warm, traditional style. So to start off, I want to look for a brown leather armchair. Again, like I said, her style is quite traditional, so I don't think it will be hard to find a piece that will work here. This chair looks worn in and comfy, which is what you want a leather chair to look like. You don't want it to look too stiff, but it still has a pretty structured look that gives it some elegance. This chair is probably the most mid-century piece that Vanessa has in her living room. It has those bent wood arms that are really cool and add a lot of great dimension. Let's see what we can find. There isn't any wicker on this chair, but the upholstery is a similar color to what Vanessa has, and it has those bent wood arms. You can't exactly see what her coffee table looks like, but it looks like it's dark wood and is quite distressed. I think this could be a really nice option. It has that worn-in look, and it has actually some ornate legs that lend itself well to this traditional style. And just checking in to see how it's going so far. Let's look for a couch and a rug. You can only see the arms of the couch, but it looks like it's black leather, and I have an idea of what might work. This couch is a little bit more modern, but I think it balances out the traditional elements really well. And let's pop back in here real quick to look at her rug. It's a pretty ornate Persian style rug, again, very traditional. Let's see what we can find. The great thing about Facebook Marketplace is that there's no shortage of rugs and they're usually pretty inexpensive. This setup is definitely feeling more balanced, but it's also feeling kind of heavy. We need some light, warm pieces in here. This light fixture might not be the first thing that you notice in the room, but it really pulls it together and adds an airy feel. If you spent any time around me at all, you know that I am always willing to go to IKEA to find a great light for an inexpensive price. So all we've done since the last time we checked in here was add the pendant, but do you see how much more warmth it adds and makes the space just feel more like calm? Let's continue our quest for adding more texture and warmth and look for something like this side table. This table is from World Market and it is totally overpriced to be on Facebook. I would definitely offer less, but it has that same texture and shape and tone that we're looking for. This gold three-legged stool is amazing. I was not able to find anything quite like it, but the whole point of this is to take inspiration and not try to copy 100%. This stool has this vintage earthy element that I think will fit nicely with everything else in the room. And here's a cool plant to put on top of that stool. This is really showing the power of decorative elements to balance out heavy pieces of furniture. Vanessa's living room just looks like the perfect place to spend the afternoon reading, and of course you need a reading lamp to do that, so let's see what we can find. This is a different style, but because the metal is the same color, it will give a similar look. Okay, we're getting close to the end. I just want to tie in a couple more gold elements. We can look for a gold framed picture and some quirky art. This piece is nice and traditional. You could also go for a framed photo like Vanessa has in her room. And last but not least, some brass cranes to add a little bit of a funky element. Okay, we're back looking at our original inspiration and let's see how we did. I don't know about you, but I would definitely curl up and read a book here. This room has a great yin and yang feel to me because the furniture pieces are quite dark and heavy, but all of the decorative elements really work together to liven the space up. From here, the thrift store is your oyster. I would go get some coffee table books and some throw pillows, and I'd probably never leave.